Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi, all you lovely people at home. It's Cheryl Arkle, Better Reading. I'm in the office again on my own. I've actually got Natalie here with a mask running the AV, and Dex is at home also running the AV. So Jane can't be with us today, but she is watching from home. Jane is... she can't come into the office, so that's a shame. Anyway, so you're stuck with me. It's Better Reading, Cheryl Arkle. What are you reading? You know how it works. You tell me what you're reading. I'll tell you what we're reading. There are so many good books today. I mean, I know I say that a lot, but July, the first week of July, I mean, a ton of great books to read, and I know you're going to love them. Hi, Helen. Oh, hi, Jane. There she is. She's stuck in Bondi. Yeah, she is. Can't leave. Now, I'm going to, hi, Michelle. Michelle is reading The Happiest Man on Earth. Now, she's in quick with that. Natalie, hi, Natalie. Oh, do you like my dress? Thank you. I do love this dress. It's my favourite. Do you know, because I'm in Sydney and, no, this is not the dress that I bought two of. I only have one of these dresses. Do you know what, Natalie? You know me so well because I went back to get another one because I loved it so much. One, they didn't have it in another colour, and two, they'd sold out in my size. So I've only got one, just so you know. Anyway, this isn't a dress show. It's a book show, just so you know. And I'm going to start with Michael Robotham. Drum roll, yay, the new Michael Robotham. Do you know he's sold combined over 6 million books? I mean, wow. Now, he's got a new one out. It's standalone. It's called When You Are Mine. I mean, I know a lot of you have read it because you're talking about it already in comments, and I know a lot of you have got it on your list to read. It's a heart-pounding psychological thriller about friendship and obsession, and it's also our book of the week. So that's the new Michael Robotham. For those of you who've read it, tell me what you thought, because I know a lot of you have. Okay, so that's book of the week. I'm just going to go back. Carrie-Anne, hi Carrie-Anne. Carrie-Anne is reading Malibu Rising and loving it. Kathy, hi Kathy. Hi Karen. We are all safe and well, although I've got to say I am sick of lockdown, but that's the way it goes. We've got to do it for ourselves and our community. And also, I am fully vaccinated. So get vaccinated, people, so we can get out faster. Okay, all right, Emma. Hello, Emma. And Emma says hi to the Better Reading team, and hi to you, Emma. Tracy, hello. Tracy is reading the Dr. Anita Heiss book, and it's called Bila Yarangullan Durry. I always struggle with that, but you know what we mean. And that leads me to talk about NAIDOC Week, because it's NAIDOC Week this week, and we've been talking about all sorts of books, and we've got a little pile here that I'm sure that you've all read and loved. Tara June Winch, Adam Thompson, Cindy Solonek. The Cindy Solonek podcast is out at the moment if you want to listen to that. She was so wonderful. She sent me a beautiful note afterwards too. So don't forget NAIDOC Week. Make sure that you think about the Indigenous people who own this country. Okay, now what else? Oh, I want to talk about phosphorescence. Now, I recorded, so Julia Baird won the Arby Awards Book of the Year, and she got up on stage. I was there that night. We actually sponsored the award, and she got up on stage and talked about phosphorescence and its success. It's been out for over a year now. But she did that 2 or 3 days after her mother died. Really, really moving speech. Anyway, her and I spoke about that, and we recorded a podcast, and that's out now. I know it's still a much-loved book, and I know many of you have read it, and many of you have read it once or twice. Now, listen, our podcasts are out. Natalie will put a link in comments. Can you please jump on and give us a review? Some of you have, and thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But for those that you haven't, if you hop onto Apple and give us a review, that'd be great. Phosphorescence, the podcast with Julia Baird, is out. Now, who joined us last night? Hands up, who joined us last night for this fabulous event? It's called The Other Black Girl. That's the book. It was Zakiya Dalila Harris. She was on last night. Now, can I tell you this? I think I told you this last week. She streamed last night live from Brooklyn. So I think it was 6 a.m. Brooklyn time for 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And I thought she was mesmerizing. She spoke beautifully. She's really smart. She was so wonderful. And, you know, for a young person that got up at 6 a.m., she looked fantastic as well, because I know I wouldn't have looked like that at that time of the morning. But gee, she spoke beautifully. And I know that a lot of familiar faces were there last night. If you missed it, go back and have a look, because it really was, I thought, a sensational author live event. Okay, Kai is reading Atomic Habits and 100 Miracles at the moment. Helen is reading Snowy Mountain's Daughter and is in lockdown on the Central Coast. Yes, I hear you. I feel you. Wynn, YA book, is what she's reading, The House in the, is it Cerulean Sea? Loved it. Susan is reading The Bluff. Oh, I mean, don't we love Kyle Perry? I love Kyle Perry. We're not going to talk about Kyle Perry today, because we're going to talk about Kyle Perry soon, and I've got a lot to say about him. Now, let me just find where I am. Lost my space. I'm back. Karen, loved When You Are Mine. What a page turner. Jane is reading Phosphorescence, and it's very insightful, and it absolutely is. Gail just finished Take Me Home by Carly Lane. Lovely light read. Natalie, haven't read much this week as I have been binge watching Line of Duty. I did too. I am totally obsessed, Natalie. I think it was series 6. I just finished it. I think I did it over a weekend. I just started Friday night and finished Sunday night, and I absolutely loved it. Anyway, there we go. We've got a lot in common. Friday, tomorrow, Nicola West is going to be live. I absolutely adore the cover of this book. She's going to be with us tomorrow at midday. Catch Us, the Foxes is the book. I really tune in, because this is her first book. It's Twin Peaks meets The Dry, and it's a dark and twisted tale which unravels in a small country town in Australia. I mean, really remarkable. She was mentored by Monica McInerney. Isn't she lucky? I don't know how that came about. I did record a podcast with her and she told me, but I can't remember. But we can ask her tomorrow. Ask her tomorrow how that came about. But mentored by Monica McInerney, who I know you all love. And, well, she's done a great job, because Nicola's a lovely writer. Okay, what else have we got? Julie, I love the Dictionary of Lost Words. Yes, we have loved that book. Cheryl, hi Cheryl, is reading Girl 11. Lee is reading Where the Grass is Greener. Malvina, hi Malvina, just finished the Anita Heiss book. I'm not going to say it because it's just too long to say. Melissa is reading Tall Bones by Anna Bailey. Keisha, hi Keisha, just finished The Maidens and the Others, and just started The Yield, especially. Segue. Is Jane there? That's a good segue. We've got The Yield right here, and Keisha is reading it especially for NAIDOC Week. Okay, there you go. I thought that was a good segue, Jane. Denise, I'm reading The 16 Trees of the Somme by Lars Mitting. Lynn, American Dirt for me, a bit harrowing, but a good read. Yeah, fabulous read. Carolyn, hi Carolyn. Hi Mary. Cynthia, hi Cynthia, just finished The Last Guest, it's great. Olivia just finished The Safe Place and now reading How to Mend a Broken Heart. Stephanie, Last Chance, Last Chance Texaco by Ricky Lee Jones. Barb mentioned last week she was starting it and finished it, not sure what I think, still making up my mind. Not quite sure what that was you were reading, Barb, remind me. I've lost track on that one. Mary is reading the Anita Heiss and Rodham as well, which, you know, that's been out for a little while, but lots of people have read it and loved it. Hey, I want to talk about this book, John Byron, The Tribute. He is Australian, and he is going to be our guest author next Wednesday night at 8 p.m. So Friday tomorrow is Nicola West. Next week, next Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, is John Byron, The Tribute. We're going to be talking a lot about this book. It's really fantastic. It's dark, it's unpredictable, it's chilling but sympathetic. Now, so far, a couple of us have read it in the office and absolutely loved it. So this is just the beginning of the conversation here. So have you read it? Tell me what you think. Okay, start telling me what you guys are reading. Tell me what you think. And Joanne, my hubby and I are new to Michael Robotham. Oh, God. I mean, you are so lucky if you're new to Michael Robotham, because there's so many to read, and go back to number 1 because they're all fabulous. So Joanne, me and my hubby new to Michael Robotham and loving them all on our recommendation. Thank you. We love Michael. Not surprised he sold 66 million copies, not 66. They're fabulous page turners. They are. And he's a really good writer. Emma, reading Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and it's funny and it's sweet. And hi, everyone. Just finished reading Trauma Cleaner, quite a confronting account based on a true story. Absolutely. That's been out for a little while now, and I recorded a podcast with her back then, and I can't remember her name, but it will come to me. Anyway, it will come to me. Kane, hi Kane, The Devil's Hand by Jack Carr, maybe Michael Robotham next, not sure. Well, we recommend it. Judy has just started to read Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, loved it. I did too, Judy. Diane, hi Cheryl, I'm reading Blue Dolphin by Catherine Gauchi. Another Cheryl, yes, loved it. Now, Natalie's got the link. Go on. Write us a really good review about our podcast. We'd love that. Natalie, hi, everyone. I'm reading Mary Jane by Jessica Arnew-Blau at the moment. Anna, I'm reading The Missing Sister. What an amazing feat for Lucinda Riley to write when she was so ill. Michelle, hi, Michelle, reading Chris Hammer, Scrublands. Yeah, now that's been out for a little while, and a great read. Carolyn, I did. She was great. Hi, Tars. Jane, hope you're all safe. Love Thursdays and listening to your recommendations. We love Thursdays too. Really is my favourite gig. That's why I wore my new dress today. Well, my lovely dress today, only because, I'm not going anywhere, so it's really nice to dress up and come into the office. Monica, hi, everyone. I'm finishing off The Librarian of Auschwitz. Love your reviews, better reading. Thanks, Monica. Kaz, reading Mirror Man by Fiona Macintosh, who we all adore. Let me talk about this beautiful book, Esther Freud, I Couldn't Love You More. It's such a beautiful book, and I think it's the most gorgeous cover. Look at that. It's tender, it's candid, and it's a portrait of love, motherhood, and enduring ties of family. Really, really beautiful. Now, a couple of things that I need to remind you of. I've still got a pile of books, so don't worry, we're still here. But have you voted for the top 50 kids? Voting closes this Sunday, so this is your last chance to vote. And remember, if you vote, you go into the draw to win all 50 books. We don't just have one pack to give away. We've got 7 packs to give away. So jump in there and vote for your favourite kids' books, for your own children, for your nieces and nephews, for your grandkids, for whatever. Okay, so that's that. I've talked about that. Now, Like Mother, I want to talk about this beautiful book, and the podcast is out now, but I can't find my copy. Do you know, I think I gave it to my sister. I couldn't find it anyway, so we're going to just put it up on screen for the moment. Cassandra Austen. Do you know, a couple of years ago when she wrote her first book, I happened to be in LA, and I went to her place, and at the time we weren't doing podcasts, but I did a Facebook Live with her in her kitchen, and it was just such a beautiful afternoon to spend time with an Australian person in in LA, and she was a total stranger, but we're friends now. And so this is her second book. It's called Like Mother, and her and I had a podcast chat a couple of weeks ago, and that podcast is out now. Have a listen. She's wonderful. She's still in LA, and she's a beautiful writer. Okay, so that's that. What else we got? Oh, Better Reading B is on Instagram. So you know how Jane loves woo-woo? She loves books that make you feel better and help you feel better. And Jane, you should be here to describe this because I'm hopeless at it. But you know what I mean. They're kind of, mildly self-help books. And I guess this is a time. Maybe I wouldn't be going so crazy in lockdown if I was reading more of those books. But anyway, can we put that image back up, Dex? Because Jane and the team have started an Instagram page. So look at that. It's Instagram. Jump onto Instagram and like them, because they're going to start talking about all these wonderful books, and they're looking for an audience, and let's support them. I'm going to jump up. I don't know if I've done it, but I'm going to do it this afternoon.
Jane says woo-woo is fine.
Oh, Jane says woo-woo is fine. Okay, all right, we'll just describe it as that. Emily, she's reading The Last Guest by J.P. Pomeray, better reading preview. We love him, actually. I recorded a fabulous podcast with him about a year ago, I think. We were still in lockdown, actually. Anyway, absolutely loved it. Great. I'm going to get all of his old stuff now to catch up on what I missed. Don't you just love doing that? It's like, you know, when you discover a Michael Robotham. I mean, I remember when I discovered, was it Gabriel Garcia Marquez, I think it was, many, many years ago. And I couldn't read anything but Gabriel Garcia Marquez until I read everything, even magazine articles and everything. And you get into that, don't you? Tell me if that happens to you, because it's certainly something that I do. And now what I find myself jealous of, say, people that haven't read any of the Michael Robothams, because they get to read them for the first time. Anyway, there you go. Tracy was saying she was great, and I think she's talking about Delilah, and she was great. She was on last night. Mary, hi Mary. Cheryl, the podcast about the father and daughter who is with ISIS is very good and done well. I will review. Thank you, Mary. Do you know, I found that conversation very, very difficult. I've forgotten his name, something Debussy. What was his name, Natalie? We'll look that up. So for those of you, I mean, go find that podcast. Jane gave me some feedback and said that she felt that I was a little bit hard on him. But what happened was his daughter married a guy who had a connection with ISIS, and somehow he got her over to Syria. And it's not just her. There are about 20 Australians in a refugee camp in Syria, and they're called the ISIS brides. And what he's doing is trying to get his daughter back. And I spoke to him. I mean, it's a real father story. It's really heart-wrenching. But Kamal Debussy was his name. So go find the podcast. And Mary, I would love for you to review it. Thank you so much. Okay, Natalie, yay. Oh, hang on. I lost my spot. Okay, I will keep going. Let me just find my spot. Oh, don't you hate that? I just hate that. But anyway, bear with me. Oh, here, I'm back. Natalie, yay, I was there. Zakia is such a sweetheart, and I can't wait to read The Other Black Girl. Wasn't she wonderful, Natalie? She was so great. This is a new book, and it's out now. It's called The Countess from Kiribili. It's about an international best-selling author and about a member of the glamorous literary and intellectual society salon of the late 19th century. Isn't that just the most gorgeous cover? Now, I know some of you are reading it now because you've talked about it in comments, and it's a wonderful book and it's out now. Okay, what else have we got? We've got Tanya Farley. This is a really good book. It's called The Eighth Wonder and explores the brilliance and brutality of one of the world's most progressive eras and celebrates the visionaries who dare to rebel. Isn't that just the most beautiful cover? Anyway, that's out now. We'll be talking more about this as the weeks go by. Let me know if you've read it and if you've read any of Tanya's books. Okay, what else have we got? Anne, he's a really nice person. He's also a nice person. I think she's talking about Michael Robotham, and he is a nice person. Jean has just finished Burial Rites. Tars, currently reading Verity by Colleen Hoover. Julie, now I'm reading the Seven Sisters series, and I'm thrilled by them. Sandra, hi Sandra, just finished The Jam Queens, now reading The Valley of the Lost Stories and just about to begin A Promised Land. Lucky you, Sandra. That sounds like a great thing to be doing. Ainsley, reading The Push and loving it. Lee, I'm reading 138 Dates by Rebecca Campbell. Natalie says, yes, love Kyle Perry too. Can't wait to read his new book. I mean, I spoke to him last week. I think I told you this. Beautiful young man. And, you know, as soon as we can travel, and because he's in Tasmania, and as soon as we can get him into Sydney, I'm going to have him in the office because he's just lovely. Karen, hi Cheryl and Jane, just joining in from home, and I'm reading The Mirror Man by Fiona Macintosh. I received my historical fiction prize for better reading Secrets My Father Kept. Oh, fantastic. Can't wait to start. Wonderful, Karen. Enjoy. Annelle, is reading The Bachelors of Broken Hill by Arthur Upfield. Jean is just finished Burial Rites and now reading Legends of the Lost Lilies by Jackie French. Love Jackie. Natalie, yes, we have a lot in common, and that to me is a lovely compliment. Oh, and it is to me too, Natalie. Sue just finished Falling. Oh, we have loved that. I can't hold that up again. I mean, we've talked about that book so much by T.J. Newman. It was all right, but very predictable. Oh, you didn't love it? We loved it. About to start Sisters of Freedom by Marianne O'Connor. And just remember that we had Marianne O'Connor. Well, we released a podcast with her only last week, so that's available to read. I loved her. Catches the Foxes sounds good, and Love the Dry. You will love it, Natalie. Diane, last weekend I binge watched series 4 of Unforgotten. Brilliant English series. Okay, I'm going to take that down. And maybe I will binge it this weekend. Jane says, you're nailing the segues. Thank you, Jane. All right, Still Life by Sally Winman. Is that a segue? No. That's not a segue. I was talking about that because, you know, sometimes I do radio, and this morning I did ABC Radio Tamworth, and I talked about Still Life then by Sarah Winman. What a lovely book. Actually, it was a really nice segment. It was about, you know, books about escapism, actually. So if you heard the show, you would know that I talked about Still Life. Now, Natalie, I was disappointed and angry to read last night that Scotland and many other schools are taking To Kill a Mockingbird off their required school reading list, as the book is labelled The White Saviour. It's also, wow, I haven't read that, Natalie. Wow, that's really interesting. I will follow that up. It is very disappointing if that's the case. Okay, thanks for letting me know about that. Sharon, hi, I'm reading the Dark Rue. Cheryl just started reading The Road Trip, and after reading The Paris Model, both enjoyable. Catherine reading Nordic Edge. Sharon, I'm reading The Dark Room, is reading The Dark Room. Sean, can we call him Robotham? Much better. Well, his name's Robotham, but anyway. Natalie, PC is out of control. The Tribute is on my TBR list. Might have to go to the top of the list. Okay, let's go. Suspects. This is Leslie Pierce. 10 million copies sold. An intriguing and domestic mystery that fans of Adele Parks and Sally Hepworth will love. So that's the new Leslie Pierce. We'll be talking about this a bit more. If you have read any of hers, let me know. Well, I'm sure you have, if 10 million people have read her books. Okay, so many. Let me just look at the time. Okay, Deborah, When You Were Mine, just started it. Cheryl, I've just read Joanna Nell's 3 books. They are so funny. Love them. Did you read them in a row? I'm sure you did. Julie, Michael Robotham is a fantastic writer and can't wait to read his new book. I mean, you will love it. Ali's reading False Witness by Karen Slaughter, who we've talked about. Hi, Victoria Perman. Victoria is reading, the author, The Other Side of Beautiful. She has that to read this weekend anyhow. Meredith is reading American Dirt. Can't put it down. What else have we got? Jane. Oh, well, Jade. So Jane is telling me that B is about inspiring wellness, self-help, and great memoirs. So that's what better reading B is. And if you're interested in that subject, Jane is the expert. Linda, hi. She's reading The Eighth Wonder by Tanya Farley. Oh, there we go. And loving it. Thank you. So we were just talking about that. That's right there. There you go. Okay, The Paris Collaborator by A.W. Hammond. I recorded a podcast with her. That's not out yet, I don't think. So, but this is a really good book. It's thought-provoking. It's utterly engrossing mystery for fans of all the things we cannot see. And it has the most beautiful cover. And that's out now. I also wanted to hold up The Others by Mark Brandy, because I know a lot of you have been talking about it. This is his 3rd book. This is one to binge on if you're in the mood for a binge. Ali, first time, so I'm looking forward to reading this. Hi, Ali, and welcome. We love first-timers. Cheryl is reading The Family Inheritance by Tricia Stringer. We love Tricia Stringer, and yes, of course, she is Australian, and you're going to love it. Okay, about to start The Dressmaker of Yarrandurra Prison. That's by Meredith Jaff, I think. I've loved that book too. That was really good. Now, I've lost my spot again, so give me a second. What do we got? No. Okay, let me just find where I am. Ah, here we go. Right, Ross is reading Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood by Rebecca Wells. Janine just finished Digging Up Dirt. Oh, that was a really good book. And reading the Road Trip, both good books. And you say that too, Diane. Well, I must make you more jealous. I haven't read any Michael Robotham, but must start them. Diane, I am really jealous. I'm telling you that. Jane, she says, yes, it does get obsessive, finding out everything about author and books and love it, and it's sort of researching. Yeah, you could say it's researching. And you know what happens when you finish the last of that author's book for the time being? Then I start reading everything. I start reading the pub date, the library details, the acknowledgements. Well, I always read the acknowledgements. But anyway, I'm sure you guys do the same. Janine, hi, Janine. Cheryl is reading Broken Angels by Gemma Leviro for book club. Unfamiliar with this author. Same. Maybe somebody out there knows the author, Gemma. Eva, I'm reading Life on Our Planet by David Attenborough. Awesome read. I mean, don't you just love him? Virginia, reading The Yield in honour of NAIDOC Week. Wonderful. Jenny, Sharon is reading Matt Nable. Still really enjoying it. Do you know, that has gone straight to the charts. I was watching Underbelly the other day, and Matt Nable is in it, in one of the series. I think it was series 5 or something I was watching. He's such a brilliant actor. He's really handsome. He can write and he can act. If anyone has Matt's number, let us know. Okay. Stacey, reading a new Russian meaning, the book club, called the book club, and enjoying it. Tracy, looking forward to reading The Eighth Wonder. Janine, about to start Happy by Taria Pitt. Oh, wow. We recorded a podcast with her around that book. She's so sensational. Cassie, hi, Cheryl. I'm reading The Others and The Silent Listener. Diane, she loves discovering new authors, as we all do. Yeah, I agree with you. What have we got? Helen, I saw Sandy Docker and Tanya Farley, The Eighth Wonder, online last week. I'm pretty sure it's Tanya's first book, and many have been raving about it. It's fantastic, apparently. Well, thank you, Helen, for that information. What have we got? There is a film. It's divine. Ellen Burstyn, Ashley Judd, Sandra Bullock, James Garner, Maggie Smith. Highly recommended and loved it. Okay, all right, we'll look out for that. Would love that. Tracy loved the movie too. Not quite sure. Rachel. Okay, let me get on. So Cheryl says that she's pretty sure Stephen King's got a new book out. Ebony says, hi, Cheryl, just finished China in 5 days. It was so amazing. Also finished 2 Steps Onwards over the weekend. Now reading Where the Grass is Green. Wow, Ebony. Brendan said my library is closed for COVID. And I think a few libraries are, but they are doing some kind of remote loaning. So you might want to give them a call and see if they can help you out. Linda can't wait to read The Deep by Kyle Perry. And Sharon says, loving the podcast, also rated and given a small review. Thank you, Sharon. There have been a few reviews and I really appreciate them. Okay, I think we've run out of time. I always talk too much. Well, actually, I don't think it's me that talks too much. I think it's you that talks too much, or you guys make me talk too much, but whatever. We're finished for the day. And for those of you in lockdown, you know, binge on books, binge on reading. There's also this one, James Phelps, The Inside Man. So many books to read. I'm going to do some binging myself. Don't forget to vote for the top 50 kids. Don't forget to leave us a review for the podcast. And it's time for me to go, and I will see you next week. Same time, same place.